का टेबल ले आना पड़ेगा. When they asked me what puja we should have in Vancouver, I had heard about this ashram, that it is placed in very beautiful surroundings of nature. And as nature is being created by the power of Saraswati, I thought best would be to have the puja of Saraswati here. Another thing is that when people live in nature, they become extremely creative. Their delicate feelings are preserved and they are never in a rush, or they are not what we can call too much modernized, because nature soothes them down. So also the creativity of Saraswati adds to artist, and I knew that there must have been many artists in this country created since long. The Canada as such, I feel, is the Hamsa Chakra of the Vishuddhi. But the power of Saraswati becomes Maha Saraswati when it is manifested by the Maha Brahmadeva, which is called as Hiranya Garbha. For that she has to cross through the Hamsa. She crosses through Hamsa and becomes the Vishnu Maya Shakti. I mean, she is the Vishnu Maya Shakti. So Saraswati becomes the Vishnu Maya. She crosses at 2 points, one at Hamsa and another at Vishuddhi. So she is the sister of Shri Krishna. So Saraswati was born as the sister of Shri Krishna, and when Krishna's mama, his name was, uncle was Kamsa, he came to kill her, she just rose into the sky and became the lightning, and she declared the coming of Sri Krishna, that he is already there existing. So the relationship between Sri Krishna and Vishnu Maya is that of a brother and a sister. And surprisingly, the other day we celebrated the Rakhi Bandhan, Raksha Bandhan, which is the same thing as the brother-sister's relationship. So now here we are celebrating actually the deity, which is the sister of Sri Krishna. Later on she was born as Draupadi. And that's why Sri Krishna went to save her chastity, because it's the brother only who is concerned about the chastity and the name of the sister. So this is what yesterday happened, that is the Saraswati Puja. So Vishnu Maya herself, yesterday 16 times thundered here. And I didn't tell anybody what was happening, but I knew she would do that. And apart from that, she has also threatened Washington. That's a good thing because Washington has to be awakened. Now, these are very, very subtle things and very subtle relations. And only I can tell these things because I know them, that these relations exist. So I was not surprised that she was there, but exactly 1600 times she blasted this part of Vancouver is to show that the time has come for you to understand that Sahaja Yoga is so important. And if we do not assert ourselves fully to Sahaja Yoga, Vishnu Maya is going to take another form, which may burn all your forest, may burn everything. Now you must know that lightning represents all the five elements uh, in it. It has sound, it has light, it is in the ether, it acts in the ether. Also, it has got what you call the water in it. And when the water goes into friction, which is the Mother Earth, so all these things act through her. So, this Vishnu Maya yesterday showed us that I am here now. Please worship me. And so far, we have never worshipped Saraswati. And Brahmadeva is not worshipped anywhere because he created this world, he created all these woods and all these things, and they created all the seas and all the lands, all the um, stars, universes after universes. But we are not to worship like we worship this tree or that tree. We are not to worship anything of that kind. Only thing, whatever is created by Mother Earth, like Swambhus, that's only we worship. And that too we worship now in a way that is in an abstract way. Because wherever they have appeared, people are doing commercial religion. So we don't go to these places also as such yogis. So you can understand why all these things happened unexpectedly yesterday after my coming. That there was such a light of lightning which never happened before, and people were surprised. So is the Krishna's sister, who is a much more uh, dynamic and ज्वलंतला इंग्लिश मध्ये काय शब्द ज्वलंत much more fiery personality, much more fiery personality. Sri Krishna's essence is that he is a his sweetness, his madhurya, is his capacity, and Radha is the Allada Shakti, means the one which gives you that joy, which creates Pulakit raises your hair with joy. So, but in Sanskrit it's Pulakit is the word. So this beauty of Sri Krishna, which is sweetness, the Leela, creating beautiful feelings of oneness, of communication, all that is in Sri Krishna. But she is the one who warns, and that is how the warning came. And she is a very fiery personality which warns everyone. So, on one way, she has proved my coming here that I am here. Perhaps, maybe to the people who are aboriginals, they might understand that this is what was prophesied and that has happened. And also that you people have to realize it's a warning that you cannot just allow Sahaja Yoga to drift in such a manner that it takes its own course and works out, and you are just by the way there. So, this is the warning of Sri Krishna's sister Vishnu Maya, which is Saraswati herself, and that is what today we are going to worship her. Only the Sahajogis, those who are enlightened people, can worship Mahasaraswati. Otherwise, people can only worship Saraswati, because with worship of Saraswati, you can read books, you can uh, create dances, music for the amusement of human beings. But actually, the Saraswati Puja is meant for people of ordinary awareness, means ordinary or normal human awareness. But for Sahajogis, it is the Mahasaraswati which is to be worshipped. Now, as I have told you, this Mahasaraswati becomes the Vishnu Maya. And she is Vishnu Maya, so you have to be person that you should yourself should inform people like the Vishnu Maya does what Sahaja is with your fiery talks, with things of exciting them, telling them what are you up to. But what I've seen is that mostly when people speak, they try to be very gentle and sweet, like Shri Krishna. We tried that in America, that it might work with Americans, but it did not. They like people like, say, that Graham Fellow or somebody like that who talks in a fiery way. And I think this is what we have to learn from yesterday's experience, that you need really some fiery speakers and fiery people, because they are not at all sensitive to normal sensations. See, all their sensations are dead, I think. They have become numb, and you have to give them some shocks. They like shocks. See, newspapers have to give them shocks. Any event that is shocking, that can only attract their attention. Even the music has to be so much that it should break the rocks. So it should be such music that will just break their heads. So they have become really rocky people. And you have to understand that their rockiness can only be shattered by Vishnu Maya. And that's why this puja that we have today in Vancouver has a very great significance, not only for Canada but also for America. Americans are taking for granted whatever disease is coming to them, whatever drugs they are taking, whatever destruction they are doing to themselves, is still not uh, in their understanding. They don't understand what they are doing to themselves, how they are destroying themselves, how such a precious human life they are wasting just for their own whim and for their so called freedom. So it is extremely, extremely important that you should try to tell them in a fiery way, what are you doing? Why are you deceiving yourself? Why don't you understand this is wrong? At least for the progeny, you tell them that we did this wrong, but you should not do it. All this kind of talk has to be there, and people have to get ready for such great speeches and things. But to say that people won't like it, I think is the other way now. Unless and until you frighten them, they are not going to be with you. So you have to tell and warn them. And that's what the Vishnu Maya yesterday has suggested, that now take to a new style of strategy and talk to people in a way that whenever you are doing, say you are doing a course, at the end of the course you have to say that now see, Sahaja Yoga is not for only for doing course, but is for your well-being, for your benevolence, and you have to go further with it and you have to grow. Now don't leave it halfway. It's not like just sprouting the seed, but it has to become the tree. Otherwise, nobody can be helped. So you see, just tell them all the dangers of not being properly brought up or matured in such. It has to be told, because all this lovey-dovey business doesn't help in America. I've seen that. You need really fiery people, because recently I was listening to a speech of this Billy Graham, and I said it's such an empty-headed fellow, talks through his hat. But still, People were so impressed. And there was another one, now I think he's behind jail. I don't know his name, some funny man. So I saw him also, I was surprised. He was just talking something empty, like an empty shell. And people were all mad after, thousands standing, singing, doing this, doing that. So one has to understand that these people require shocks, and they have to be shocked and they have to be told that this is going to happen. There's one other organization which has gone into a kind of a shocking system. Is uh, they are वो औरतें जो इसमें होती है क्या नाम उसका हाँ Brahma Kumari. Brahma Kumari. You see, these Brahma Kumaris had uh, he must have consulted me. But whatever it is, you can use him also, that Sri Mataji is doing what Mahatma Gandhi said. He has talked about Sarva Dharma Samanatva. Means all the religions are treated with same respect and same understanding. Once you start talking like that, you see, then people will understand that it has some noble heritage behind it. Because everybody wants to know from what book I have learnt. I mean, I have never learnt from any book, that you know very well. But you can say that she is the one who was with him and that she was very much impressed by her. And the same ideas of peace and non-violence and all that, these are the same techniques and methods she wants to use. That's a fact, no doubt. But Mahatma Gandhi was a very fiery speaker. All people who followed him were very fiery. They were not just, all right, come along, have a cup of tea, and this kind of thing is not going to work out. So, Americans need challenge, and they need really a fiery person to blast them. So, now, if you go on this way, like the other day when we had a program in New York, and there were so many black people and so many uh, uh, Chinese, and then there were so many Indians, and very few were whites. So whites came and said, "Oh, nothing has happened to me," you know. So then, what you have to do? Nothing has happened. Yes, that's what. Must be something wrong with you, or must be you must have committed some sins or something. So then they get a shock. Oh, it's something surprising. You haven't got it. Oh, it's very wrong. Something wrong with you. You should get it. Try to get it. You know, it's very wrong. I hope you don't have cancer. Then. Or you can ask, are you suffering from AIDS? No, no, no. Then what are you suffering from? How is it you didn't get it? You see, this black man got it. This Chinese has got it. Why don't you get it? You are a white-skinned man. You should get it first. Then things will work out. I have been thinking about it, why these Americans are so dull. Because, you see, they are on the whole very dull people, extremely dull. Because this kind of a rock music, you see, if you play before anyone, people would run away. What is this going on? But the way they like this rap music yesterday, they wanted me to listen. The heart started beating the other way around. I said, "What's happening?" And the whole thing started shaking. I sat on a bench, and the whole bench was shaking. The who sat with me was he was there, and also Karan was there, and we found that Karan, everybody was jumping like that. On it was like a earthquake going on. So this is what it is. That you see, these people are very, very dull people and numbed out. And they are numbed out because of their so called freedom. It's like you go and ask a bull, come and hit me, sort of thing. You see, they have gone out of the way to numb themselves completely. And this numbness, maybe alcohol, maybe drugs, maybe women, maybe marrying so many times. Say, if you marry one time, it's sufficient. If you marry 5 times, I mean, you become, I don't know what, like a, I don't know if there's any animal like that. But something you become absolutely numb to things, you see. Because first of all, marrying one wife, then you have attachments with her, you have children, and you, I mean, after all, it's so much to do with your wife, and then suddenly you divorce and you don't feel anything. You don't feel it. It's great numbness. And if you tell them, yes, I know, they know, but they don't feel. They don't feel that they are doing anything wrong. They don't feel they have done anything absurd, and they don't suffer. Any other person would suffer. Yes, he has divorced his wife, and he becomes really uh, a person quite lost, should be normally. But here, what you find, very nicely boasting, I have divorced my two wives, and this third one is coming up. You can meet her. So there's no shame about it. No shame. No feelings, nothing. I mean, you married a woman, you lived with her, she was your wife, and you have no feelings for her. Your own children also, they have no feelings at all. No feelings. Of course, they are not like English, where the English people kill their children, so that's not so bad. But here I have heard also that they kill husband, wife, kills each other and all that. And for what? For love. When they do not have love for one husband, how are they going to have love for another husband? I can't understand. Love is a quality of heart. So this is what it is. If you see, the whole character is numbed out because they don't behave like human beings. They behave like, I don't know, again I say, I don't know like whom, because there's no comparison whatsoever. So it is not that only in America people are like that. It's all over, but in America it is too much of it. And all such things rise from America. All such funny notions rise from America, and everybody takes them because they know how to advertise, they know how to make it very, very popular. Once I was traveling a, a ship, and a pilot came over the ship and he was talking to me, and he told me that his brother is a very nasty devil. I said, what happened? So he said that he got hold of these four boys who were Beatles, and he became their manager. And he started this music and got some women, got them drunk, put them on drugs. And the first music, when they had that music, these girls started screaming, shouting, going mad, and it became popular. Normally, the reaction would be that, bah, it's such a thing that when the music starts, the girls go mad. So don't go to such a music. On the contrary, so many started coming. How do you explain this kind of a reaction? The more they shout, the more they scream, according to them, is something. Means behind it is one thing that it has touched them somehow. Otherwise, why will they scream? Means such dumb people have been touched by something is something great, and all of us should go. We are also dumb, so we should attend to it. Now, you may ask me that, Mother, how this dumbness has come into people, and this. It's as simple as that, as I told you, that they have used their freedom to such an extent, their attention to such a wasteful pursuits, that they have become really numb. Their attention doesn't feel anything. Attention, when you put it out, it reacts and it comes back to you as something. But if you all the time go on bombarding outside your attention, this bombardment from outside just finishes all your sensitivity. There's no feeling, there's no attachment, there's no recording of anything that is happening. So for that, I think Vishnu Maya is needed, and that's why she's placed on the left side, because Vishnu Maya is the one in charge of people who have become absolutely feelingless. That's why she's there to give you the feeling. So she on the left side, when she shines, she gives you the feelings, and people start understanding. So now the only thing that they have is a kind of a mental idea that they are guilty. That's all. This is just mental. If it is mental idea, oh, I'm guilty, then you are not going to feel it. I mean, if you are saying that you are mad when you are not mad, if anybody calls you mad, you are not going to feel it. It's like this. So they don't feel it at all because it is all mentally accepted thing and they have become numb. Now nobody can harm me. So what's wrong? Sort of an attitude. I would now ask you people to go all out and become fiery, write in newspapers and say what's happening and how things are. I'm writing a book like that now. It's called as Meta Modernism, and as far as I could be fiery, I'm going to be there to tell them what's wrong with them, and they should see to it that it's all wrong. No use uh, trying to uh, call it something great. Like now, AIDS have come up. I thought with AIDS they will be awakened. So now the AIDS have become a martyrdom. Now the UPs came up. I said the UPs will suffer from a disease. So now they said, no, 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 no. It's very nice to be UPs. After all, you see, they are another heroes who died for their UPism. Like you see, every stupidity is made into a something kind of a very glorifying thing. So just and people accept it. That's the best part of it. They accept it. So it is important for you to be fiery and to show them in that light what they are. They have to be shown. It's not just the little light of the spirit will show them much, but it's the real uh, dazzling, uh, burning light of a lightning. So today's puja is going to be specially for you all to develop that creativity of talking, behaving in every way in a fiery way. That is going to put them right, nothing else. In creative work also, when we create something or we sing something and all that, if you go on singing, say in our Indian style, some music which is vilambit tal, you see very slow talas, that won't come. They like somebody like Ravi Shankar, who just goes on mixing up notes and just goes on playing something which is very, very unscientific according to Indians thing and is not at all entertaining. It doesn't open your heart and something like that. But that is the thing that appeals to them. To go into a big sort of a rock and roll sort, make it sitar into rock and roll, and even worse than that, I don't know the new latest one, I don't know what it is. So, the second thing is that you can see how they try to shock people. Also, they try to shock people because they know that they are also like us. Like you go in the market, you find somebody, his pant is not pant, even half pant is all torn at wrong places. And it is just to shock people. They are supposed to here, at least they are supposed to, in America, it is supposed to be, you have to dress up decently. You should not be indecently dressed. That's what they want. But what you find, whatever chance they can get to dress up in a way that you will be shocked, they would like to do. Like they'll have only one part of the hair as white. I mean, anything is possible, just to shock others. Shock others and attract the attention. And what do you get? Nothing. You spend so much money to attract the attention of others. But what do you get? That attention doesn't give you anything, doesn't pay you anything, doesn't compensate. So it's such a joyless pursuit they get into. All these things spoil their attention. It destroys it to this extent that they are feelingless people. They have no feelings left. And then the worst thing that has happened is that they have become absolutely money oriented. So the money is another side of Saraswati. Saraswati is uh, different from Lakshmi. So the Lakshmi and Saraswati never go hand in hand. This is the reason why when they get after Lakshmi, run after money too much, they get shocks because there's a suddenly you find the stock exchange has fallen, there's a recession, this business has gone, somebody who's very rich suddenly becomes a poor man. Is all the work, this is all the work of the Saraswati. And if somebody is too much in Saraswati, reads too many books, is is an artist who is very ambitious, who tries to outshine other artists and all that. Such a person also gets back a reward from Lakshmi that his things never sell, he never gets money, he starves, all sorts of things. So these two things are in balance only in Hamsa. Or we can say they are in balance when you are a Sajogi. So this has to be achieved and is to be put together in balance, that you have the blessings of Saraswati as well as that of Lakshmi. But it crosses only at the Hamsa point and at the Vishuddhi point. So what we have to do to bring the balance is that whatever we are earning, whatever we are doing, we should not be in a mediocre way. We should try to do it in a dynamic way, in a fiery way. These two things should be combined at the Vishuddhi level. So now, supposing you are going to give a lecture about Sahaja Yoga in a fiery way, and if you wear a dress that you look like a hippie or somebody coming out of a jail, nobody is going to take you seriously. But if you are properly dressed and you look respectable and presentation is good, and then you give a fiery speech, everybody is going to listen. So this principle of Lakshmi Tattva is to be used with the domination of the Saraswati principle. Now the another blessings of Saraswati is that you can have knowledge of Sahaja. I have seen many women, especially in Sahaja Yoga. They are Sahajogis, their vibrations, all that is there. But they do not know what is Sahaja. They do not know what these chakras are. They do not know that how these vibrations go up. Now today's lecture is quite a lecture, quite complicated, I would say, if you see to it. We'll have to listen to it at least 4 or 5 times to understand it with a paper and a pencil. It's not an easy thing, because I'm telling you now, it's all right, it's quite entertaining. But behind the entertainment, there is a deep knowledge. So I have not seen the Sahajoginis mostly sit down with a paper and pencil to know what is Mother saying, what is the knowledge she is giving us about the various things. To them, Sahaja Yoga means uh, to be nice, to cook good food and help the Sahajogis, and that of course for the pujas to wear nice saris and nice dresses, come to the pujas and all that, and finished also. So for them it is very important that they should also know what is Sahaja. They must listen to my lectures, sit down, study it nicely and understand it. The other way round are the men. For them it is to do all the outside work, go around, see things and all that. But as far as uh, relationships are concerned, or as far as emotional side are concerned, they are negligent. And that is why Sahaja Yoga by men is different, Sahaja Yoga by women is different. And in France especially, it had gone very far away from each other. The women were on one side, men are on another side. Imagine in Sahaja Yoga to have such a nonsense as that. But then we discovered the person who was doing it and we managed it, so it was settled down and now things are better. But women must know about Sahaja Yoga. But that doesn't mean that they should fight with them or think that they also know what these men know. But it's very, very common, I have seen, that men and women are having a different type of attitude towards Sahaja. One is an extrovert, another is an introvert. But in Sahaja Yoga, there is no difference between a woman and a man as far as knowing Sahaja Yoga is concerned. I am a woman myself and I know so much. So why not the women should know about what is Sahaja Yoga? So all the women who are here or all over have to know what is Sahaja Yoga. After all, look at Vishnu Maya, she is a woman. It's the power that works. Brahmadeva doesn't work. He's created all these things because he has the power of Saraswati. Otherwise, he could not have created. So everything is done through the power, and the power is a woman. But if the power doesn't know what is Sahaja Yoga, how is she going to work it out? So the women, though they have children, I know they have to look after the household, kitchen, but it's such a pleasure, such a joy to read about Sahaja Yoga, to understand it, to know it. Of course, some of them do also read. I'm not saying that they do not, but they are very, very few, and they are very sensible, very sensible. So this is my uh, understanding of today's happening, that in this natural surrounding, these natural surroundings, where we are blessed by the work of Brahmadeva and Saraswati, and where we can feel the capacity of these deities, to what extent they can create. The nature is absolutely one with the divine. Now see, as soon as I came here, the nature knew I am there. It just started acting by itself. I didn't have to give them a lecture. They didn't have to do a puja, nothing of the kind. They knew what I was doing. I went to Los Angeles, same thing. Anywhere I go, the nature knows what is to be done. Now mother is in the town, so what should we do? And they do it. So this is the trouble, is that I have to do all kinds of deliberations for human beings. That all right, do this, do that, do that. But I would say that spontaneously it should act. Because now we are one. Just like the nature is one with me, you are also one with me. And that should start happening when you will really become absolutely drawn into Sahaja Yoga, surrendered into Sahaja Yoga. Then only it will happen. May God bless you. इसका टेबल ले आना पड़ेगा. When they asked me what puja we should have in Vancouver, I had heard about this ashram, that it is placed in very beautiful surroundings of nature. And as nature is being created by the power of Saraswati, I thought best would be to have the puja of Saraswati here. Another thing is that when people live in nature, they become extremely creative. Their delicate feelings are preserved, and they are never in a rush, or they are not what we can call too much modernized, because nature soothes them down. So also the creativity of Saraswati adds to artist, and I knew that there must have been many artists in this country created since long. The Canada as such, I feel, is the Hamsa Chakra of the Vishuddhi. But the power of Saraswati becomes Maha Saraswati when it is manifested by the Maha Brahmadeva, which is called as Hiranya Garbha. For that she has to cross through the Hamsa. She crosses through Hamsa and becomes the Vishnu Maya Shakti. she is the Vishnu Maya Shakti. So Saraswati becomes the Vishnu Maya. She crosses at 2 points, one at Hamsa and another at Vishuddhi. So she is the sister of Shri Krishna. So Saraswati was born as the sister of Shri Krishna, and when Krishna's mama, his name was uncle was Kamsa, he came to kill her, she just rose into the sky and became the lightning, and she declared the coming of Sri Krishna, that he is already there existing. So the relationship between Sri Krishna and Vishnu Maya is that of a brother and a sister. And surprisingly, the other day we celebrated the Rakhi Bandhan, Raksha Bandhan, which is the same thing as the brother-sister's relationship. So now here we are celebrating actually the deity, which is the sister of Sri Krishna. Later on, she was born as Draupadi. And that's why Sri Krishna went to save her chastity, because it's the brother only who is concerned about the chastity and the name of the sister. So this is what yesterday happened, that is the Saraswati Puja. So Vishnu Maya herself, yesterday 16 times thundered here. And I didn't tell anybody what was happening, but I knew she would do that. And apart from that, she has also threatened Washington. That's a good thing, because Washington has to be awakened. Now, these are very, very subtle things and very subtle relations. And only I can tell these things because I know them, that these relations exist. So I was not surprised that she was there, but exactly 1600 times she blasted this part of Vancouver is to show that the time has come for you to understand that Sahaja Yoga is so important. And if we do not assert ourselves fully to Sahaja Yoga, Vishnu Maya is going to take another form, which may burn all your forest, may burn everything. Now you must know that lightning represents all the 5 elements in it. It has sound, it has light, it is in the ether, it acts in the ether.